Okay, so you're probably stumbling across this video because you're trying to get the UPS API to work. In my situation, this is what happened, is that the UPS API used to work with something that was called an access token. You would just go onto their website, get an access token, and then you could use their API. And now those guys at UPS decided, they got it in their brain that it was going to be better for everyone to switch over to OAuth 2.0, and I think that that was a stupid decision because it just made my life extremely difficult, and I'm sure that it made your life extremely difficult too. And now I've had to deal with all of this stuff. So I spent the last 2 weeks trying to figure out how to get their dang API working, and I finally figured it out. And for this video is not just for you, it's also for my reference in the future, because if I have to interact with this stupid thing again, I want to have a reference for how to do it. And I'm just making the video and sharing it with you in case you want to know how to do it too. And hopefully you can avoid all of the difficulties that I ran into. So basically, I'm building a PHP application that all it does is it pulls pricing data off of the UPS API so that I can find out how much it costs to ship something. It's super simple. That's all I wanted, was just to get the price, and I finally figured out a way to do it. So this page here that you're looking at, I don't know if you can tell, it says the total charges here is $39, and I pulled this price down from the UPS API, and it's great. So if you look over here at the actual website, I plugged in all of the same information, and you can see that this is the same price as the $39. It's the 3-day select price, which is exactly what I put in. So it is working. Now I'm going to show you what I did to make this work. And I'm doing this in PHP. If you're not using PHP, I'm sorry, but maybe you can use some of similar steps. Basically, I'm just going to point you over to the ups.com API documentation, which is terrible, but it's all that we have to go off of. So yeah, it is what it is. But I'm going to explain to you some of the things that I learned along the way, just so that you don't have to go through those same troubles. So let's go to ups.com API, and I think that you need to go to the developer portal. So when you're on the developer portal, you need to sign up for an account. Once you have signed up for an account, you can see that there is a list of all of their APIs. And you need to, let's go to their list of APIs. And in the top right hand corner, you can see that your icon has changed to blue instead of yellow. This means that you're on the developer side of things. So let's go over here and pop over to apps. And you need to basically create an app. You can press this little add apps button to create an app, and once you've done that, you go through that process, you're going to get a client ID and a client secret, okay? And those are, pretty easy to find. But once you have the client ID and secret for the app that you're developing, you just go down to where is it? The authorization OAuth. You press view documentation, and that is going to take you here. Oh, one of the things that I forgot to mention, when you're creating your app, it's going to ask you what services from UPS that you're going to want to sign up for. You need to sign up for the OAuth authentication service, because that's what I'm going to show you right now. And then you also need to sign up for whatever service that you're needing. Since all I need is pricing data, basically what it's going to cost to ship a package from one place to another, all I need is the rates API. But for any of these other APIs, you just want to make sure that your app is signed up for those services as well. Okay, so we are here on the Oauth Code You can see over here on the left-hand side, this is a list of all of the services that there are. Here's the rating service. That's the real one that I'm trying to get to, but I have to go through this stupid OAuth code first. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to go down here to the OAuth code, and you can see there's a validate client, generate token, refresh token. Ignore all of those. Even under here where it says OAuth client credentials, where it says create token, you can ignore that as well. What you want to go do is you want to click this generate token. And so this is the way that OAuth works. Basically, you just need to get a token from the authentication server, and once you have that token, you can use that token in any of these other APIs to use their service. So we're looking at this generate token documentation, and over here on the right hand side you've got all of the different, I don't know if you can see it, let me zoom out a little bit. So yeah, you can see that there's different basically programming languages that you can use. I am going to pick the PHP programming language. All right, and if you're using a different programming language, you can pick whichever one that you want to. Let me zoom back in so you guys can see. All right, so what you need to do is copy this code and put it on your server. I copied the code and I put it in here, and there are a few things that we need to change. The code that I have here is slightly different than what is in the documentation. You would think that if they were wanting to, if UPS was wanting to set developers up for success, they would have the code that worked when you copied and pasted it, but unfortunately it doesn't. There's some things that you need to change. So basically one of the things that I did was I took the, let me just show you this. Where is it? This right here, where it says username and password in the code. This is deceiving. You would think that it's asking for your username and password in the code, but it's not. This is actually the client ID and the secret. So that's the first thing that you need to know. Does it say that anywhere in here? No, it doesn't. It just says username and password. It's super misleading. But this is the client ID and the secret. So what I did was I created a client ID variable, a secret variable. I know that you guys could probably see this code, but I'm going to change it later, so it doesn't even matter. Your shipping number, okay, this is the UPS account number. It's a 6-digit number. You should get one of those when you sign up for a UPS account. I created a shipping speed variable, and let me see. I think I wrote those down someplace. Shipping speed variables, packaging type. Huh, I thought I wrote those down. Anyways, this code, I'm going to change it a little bit and give you all the different shipping speed options. These shipping speeds, you can see number 12 is, what do you call it? This is the code for what shipping speed that you want. And I'm going to write some notes about what all of the shipping speeds are. Number 12 is the code for 2-day shipping, I think, or 3-day. Let me look over here. 3-day select. Yeah. So 12 is the code for 3-day select. I think 01 is ground. 02, I think 01 is next day air, and 03 is ground, I think. I'm going to put a note in here in the code so that you guys can actually see what the different ones are. Okay, and then I have this variable here, which is just a combination of the client ID and secret with a colon in between those two things, and I take that variable and I stick it inside of this base 64 section. Scrolling down a little bit, let's see what other differences there are. I just plugged in that shipping number variable into the shipping number of the shipment. This is going to be all of your the address of the shipper, which is probably all the same as what's on your UPS account number. The ship to address is obviously the information for where you want the package to be shipped to. The ship from address obviously is the where you would want the package to be shipped from. You would think that in a lot of cases that the ship from address would be the same as the shipper address, and that is true. In a lot of cases it is, but that's not always true. For example, when I work at a company and the company has a corporate um, shipper uh, account with UPS, but a lot of times where we're shipping from is a satellite office, but they still use their account. So you have the ship to, ship from, and the shipper address. And then down here, you see we have the payment details. This is basically who's paying for it. And you can see that the account number is the shipper number for the account that's paying for it. And then you can see here what service are we asking for. It's going to be the code, the shipping speed. Again, like I said, there are a lot of different services. They all have different codes. So the code for the service that you're wanting is going to just be using that variable that we have assigned at the top. And then the package type. And then I did, cool, put in a note here about all the different package types. 01 is a bag, 02 is a box, 3 is a carton, 4 is a crate, and so on and so forth. So that's what this code is. In the future, I'm going to modify this so that that is actually a variable at the top as well. Basically, this code's not finished yet. I'm just walking you through everything just so you have an idea of it. I wanted to do this before I forgot everything. But I am going to finish modifying this code, and I'll probably put it on a GitHub page that you can just download it. The dimensions, this is going to be basically irrelevant in most situations. This is basically saying, hey, what unit of measurement are you using? Are you using it in? Are you measuring your package in inches? Then the next thing is the length, width, height of your package, and then the package weight. This section here just talks about, okay, what unit of measurement are you using to weigh your package? In our case, we're using pounds, and the weight of the package. And then scrolling down a little bit, I think that is the end of this piece of code. Where is it? Oh, wait. Here we go. Let me scroll all the way back to the top. I missed something. Blah, 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 blah. All right, here it is. So everything right here, all of this right here, is basically for just acquiring that access token, right? So we use the client ID and the client secret, and then you come right here, and it's going to return an array, and then you just extract that access token from the array, and then everything below that part, this is the part that is that rate getter. So I know this video is a little bit confusing, but like I said, I just wanted to make this short for me so that I could remind myself how to do it, and it's just a quick reference for you guys if you're struggling with it as well. But this is the section that's just all about the generate token portion of it, this top part. So this top part here, I just copy and pasted to get that token, and once you have the token, you use the second part, scrolling down to the rating. Where is it? Here it is, rating. And this is the part that you copy and paste to get your package. Now, for this part here, for the rating, I wanted to make something clear. I did change the rating code slightly, and I'm trying to remember what I removed. It wasn't payment details, services, number of pieces is still there, packaging type, dimensions, packaging weight. There was a section that I removed. Payment details, ship from, ship to, shipper, shipment, payment details. It must be payment details. No, I got payment details. What is it? Ship from, ship to. Okay. Let me just rate request, shipment, ship to, ship from, payment details, service. That's not it. I got service. Number of pieces, packaging type, dimensions, package weight. What did I remove? Request. I removed something. Give me 1 second. Request. shipper, shipment, shipper, shipment, shipper. Huh. I did remove something. Well, I will find it. Service description. Package weight. Huh. I don't remember what I removed. Anyways, this code is working. It's on a GitHub. You can download it. And yeah, so the main thing that I learned, the number one main thing that I learned is that the username and password is actually the client ID and the secret to generate the token, and then you use the token to work any of the rest of the other API aspects. Like, those are the main things that I learned. I think that generally speaking, the way that OAuth works, and this is not the case in my case, because from my understanding, there's two different ways that OAuth works. The first way is that, let's just say you're building an application where you want to get access to another user's UPS account. Like, you don't know the client ID and secret, so you're asking them to log in to give you the client ID and secret. Let's say you've got 10 users and they've all got their own UPS accounts. You don't know what the client IDs and secrets are for any of them. So you would ask them to log in, and then you would get a login token that is basically just for the services that they have. And then you would connect to their APIs. But that's not what we're doing. Since I already know what the client ID and secret is, I generate a token based off of that, and not some random person's UPS account. So there's two different ways you could do it. And this is only covering the second way because I don't really know how to do it the first way. I think it's probably pretty similar, but I wasn't able to figure that out and get that to work. So anyways, with this method, even without HTTPS, you can get the charges. I'm on localhost right now, and I'm using the API and getting prices from it. So it doesn't need to be HTTPS. Another thing is that when you're signing up for your account on UPS and you're creating that application, it's going to ask you for a callback URL. And for the way that we're doing it, I don't think that really matters. Like, honestly, I think that you could just send it to www.google.com as long as it's HTTPS, because we're not using that OAuth flow. We're just giving it the client ID and secret straight up. So it doesn't even matter what that callback URL is. Anyways, I hope that this was helpful. It took me a long time to figure this out, so I hope that you gained something from it. And let me know if you guys run into any problems. I will do my best to help you out. And like I said, I'm going to take this. If all you need is to get rates from, like, to get what it's going to cost to ship from the UPS API, like, just download this code. Like, I spent some time trying to figure this out so that I wouldn't have to struggle with it anymore. And then if you're using PHP, just download this code and use it. Anyways, I will talk to you guys later, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.